want better for y'all.
I don't think enough people are saying this shit.
These are just our ideas.
Maybe we should all be a little bit more self-aware and a little bit less delusional.
What do we know?
What the fuck could we possibly know?
Hey, look, get your shit together.
But let me stay focused.
All right, and welcome back to The Reason They Should Have Never Gave You Niggas Microphones. I'm Olo.
I'm Bitch Shae.
And this is Let Me Stay Focused, the podcast. Woo! Woo! You know, you keep leaving me hanging with that.
Oh.
And I feel like I look crazy.
Yeah, my bad.
I watched it back, and I look just as crazy as I thought I fucking looked.
Oh, yeah, I have been off. My bad.
I just look a fucking mess. Just going, woo.
I don't know why I've been doing it after.
It's okay. We'll get back into, what is this, the circadian rhythm?
Yeah.
Or is that just for sleep?
I think rhythm is fine.
Is it circadian like the cicadas that make the noise at night?
Yeah, I think it's something relating to time.
I know it's like when you sleep and when you're awake. And I know that being blind can fuck up your circadian rhythm. But I don't know if that is directly related to the cicadas.
I doubt it.
Because don't they go to sleep for like 2 years and then they wake up?
Yeah, I don't know how many years, but I just know they're a problem when they come out.
They are not honorable mention. They will never be honorable mention. I personally have smoked with the cicadas in a way that, you know what, I'm not even going to talk about it. I don't like those things. I do not like those things. I don't like the idea of them.
Yeah. I don't like any insects or none of that.
Well, who is honorable mention? Do you have any guesses?
Beyonce?
Yes.
Really?
Mostly because I forgot to put it in my outline, and then I was like, you know what? We can just congratulate Beyonce on Cowboy Carter.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with B.
It was either that or I was going to make it myself for finally taking my braids out, but we can go with B.
Oh, wait.
So it's slated to have the biggest album debut of the year. 400,000 units in 1 week.
Yeah. I've been listening.
I have not been able to get through it. Not Beyonce's fault, really my fault. So like I started it in the gym.
I don't think it's a gym album.
It is not, and that's why I had to turn it off. I was on the elliptical.
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah. Renaissance is a gym album.
Yeah, I wasn't burning the calories I needed to burn, so I turned it off, and then, remembering to turn it back on, and it's over an hour long, so I'm making my way through it, but I do like it. And I was already a fan of the song Blackbird, so hearing it, I think it was really beautifully done.
Yeah.
And when you ask Alexa to play it, she's like, play Black by Ard? Because it has the two eyes.
Oh, wait. They need to fix that.
I also think my Alexa might be broken. Like, she told me yesterday that the forecast was thunderstorms. Not a storm inside. It was a beautiful day. And then today she told me that the weather was 85 degrees.
Yeah, I think the home like system, I don't know what to call them, but they're like, they be glitching. Because I had a Google Home. Like, it was basically Alexa, but it's Google.
Yeah.
But that shit started acting weird. I had to throw it out because I'm like,
Really?
It was giving like weird vibes, spirits. Like, I was like, no. I threw that shit out immediately because it would just like start talking. I didn't ask it anything. It was just giving me some information.
What do you have against facts?
No, it wasn't like facts. Well, I don't even, honestly, it was probably like a while ago when I threw it out, so I don't remember. But it was just weird stuff because I just would be like, what are you talking about? I didn't even say nothing to this thing.
So you're not like an I'm feeling lucky Googler then?
No, I haven't actually, I don't use that.
I do sometimes. I like a little fact.
Now, I do click on the pictures. Like if I go on Google and it's like a picture, I'll click on it to see, what's the background. But
It'd be like so and so's birthday. I'm like, who? Like Snoop Dogg on the Breakfast Club. Who?
I don't remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
I might have to play it in a second because my bank is texting me. It says, B of A Security, your debit card was used for the following purchase. Zeus Network, $3.99. Was this you?
Why wouldn't it be?
Probably because it knows I'm a better person than that.
Don't you? I thought you had Zeus.
I do.
Oh.
It's starting to like rot my brain though. Like I don't, whatever.
Yeah.
I might watch Caribbean. I might. But like the auditions, you punched a blind girl.
Why is a blind girl up there? Not to be like.
I think she's legally blind.
Okay. It's just like.
And the thing is, she snuck up on her. She still snuck.
Now what show was good. I don't know. This is a tangent. We were really like on our fourth tangent, but
I know.
The Circle. Did you ever watch that?
I did.
I feel like, that was a good show. That's a good show for like someone who is vision impaired. You know what I'm saying? Because like they have to talk to the circle. You know what I'm saying? They don't really text. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember Blind Fury
Mm-hmm.
from 106 and Park Freestyle Fridays?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, let me save us all a little bit of time. I'm blind, so now you got to think about your rhymes. Anyways, he was dissing niggas. But I follow him on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, I know a lot of y'all think it's not me. It is me, Blind Fury. My laptop reads to me.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah.
And that was a long time ago, so it was like my first lesson in like accessibility. Like, oh, his laptop reads to him.
Yeah. I just feel like bitches on baddies be fighting, and you kind of.
You gotta keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
I think being blind would make that more
difficult.
The girl Ayana on TikTok, I believe, is vision impaired, and she's hysterical.
On TikTok?
Yes. She's like, what's y'all's word? Brown skin. She got locks. Sometimes when she's on live, you can hear her phone reading to her.
Oh, word.
But she's very funny. I do have one more tangent. Did you watch See the Thing Is?
No.
That's not happening no more.
Why not?
I guess they broke up.
I hate breakups.
I was like, and then when I tried to figure out what the fuck is going on, because I'm so out of the loop.
Well, I'm glad I didn't get hooked on it. See, it's like
I tried to figure out what was going on, and it was like Rory and Mal on the end of See the Thing Is. Like everybody's commenting on the end of See the Thing Is, and I say that to say they're beefing about a Patreon. Remember I said we should get a Patreon? Mm-hmm. They're trying to like dissolve their assets or something.
Right.
And I guess Bridget Kelly just turned the Patreon into a Patreon for her new podcast. And I think Mandy was like, I was an accountant, right? Like, you should have known this was not going to go that way. And Bridget Kelly's up there like, you're upset about my wedding. So.
That's crazy.
I wish we had a moment of silence button. I think we only have, let's see what we can get. And like this dove, I will fly away and be at rest. We enjoyed you while you were here. See the Thing Is.
Oh.
And I hope your individual endeavors go well. I labeled the buttons, y'all.
That's what at the end of the funeral, right? Mm-hmm. They release the dove.
Have you seen that video though?
I think so. When the
bird's dead, and everyone's like, it like hits the ground with a thud. Yeah.
Hey yo, that shit was so funny. Yeah, I seen that.
What was that, Vine? Vine was a good time.
It's crazy because I never actually had a Vine.
I had a Vine for like 3 seconds, and I was like, I don't know how to be funny this fast.
Yeah, it was crazy, like 10 seconds or something.
6.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's Hotep of the week? I'm sorry.
Um,
And light this stove.
Hotep of the week is Dreamville.
Wow. I wish somebody had been trying to tell y'all.
Well, I'm sorry. Correction. Or clarification. Dreamville Festival. Not Dreamville, the
Record label.
yeah. Um because these niggas swapped out Chris Brown.
They did swapping now? People were already upset.
What were they upset about?
Remember they were like, I'm not a huge fan of this lineup.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they took Chris Brown out and Money Long and they put up 50 Cent and Huncho.
The one that's fucking Gloss Up? I don't know his music. I just know
Me
he's fucking
neither.
Gloss Up. And people were like, why would he be fucking with Gloss Up? Gloss Up is so pretty.
Right.
She's gorgeous.
They need to be asking why is she fucking with him.
Body T,
But
all
I mean,
that.
but he, he up and coming, so like I guess he pretty hot right now.
Gloss Up said, all
Um,
that bragging about that nigga got that nigga fucked.
oh wait.
I'm
Yeah,
unhinged. There's too much sunlight. I'm like on 10.
yeah. I want to be outside.
It's been so good for me, I feel.
I've been inside all day. I didn't get to enjoy the weather because I know it was like 77 earlier.
It was not 85, I can tell you that.
I was like, damn. But yeah, so I just made them hotel because um they had sent out people's merch. People received their merch yesterday
With the names on it.
with the names on it, and it had 50 Cent's name on it. So, mind you, they announced that they were swapping out 50 Chris for 50. They announced that yesterday. So at the same time, people are getting their merch.
So it's like, how the fuck did you make the merch?
So you been knew
Ratted.
that, Chris Brown wasn't going to be there. And so I personally don't have an issue with it, you know what I'm saying? But it's a principle thing because, I was reading some posts on the group and people were saying like that's really false advertisement. They do tell you like
Subject to
it's
change or
subject
whatever.
to change, but it was the fact that they withheld that information for that long. I mean, who knows how long it took them to print the shirts? I don't know.
That's not even
But
like the same genre either.
yeah, and it's really not even like switch, but shit happen when it comes to festivals. We know that.
Yeah.
But it's just fucked up. I feel like how they kind of waited until April Fools to do it.
They
And
did it.
and it was kind of like under the guise of, oh, this is an April Fool's joke, but then it never ended. And then it was just like people actually got their merch with 50 Cent's name on there.
You keep putting your trust in the Dreamville niggas, eh? You learn nothing, eh?
So it's very unfortunate because people are upset about that, but hopefully they can
Have a good time.
yeah.
Because people is not going to buy them tickets off you.
Yeah, people. Yeah, you might as well just go ahead and go, man, and just vibe out. Cause at this point,
Wait a minute. I thought 50 was done. Didn't he say the last tour was his last tour?
I don't know what 50 be doing. My thing
He's
is,
bullying his baby mama right
it was
now, and I don't
people
like
that
that.
was mad about Chris Brown even being a headliner, and then it was like, okay, they switched him out, but y'all switched out a quote unquote abuser. That's what y'all call him for another one.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's really, I
I was
mean,
gonna
in
say
that
it's not
sense,
someone of higher moral standing.
yeah, in that sense, they're the same. But yeah. Anyway, that's what I have for Hotep.
That is crazy. I would sue. I think I would sue. I think I would be so mad that I would have to seek out litigation.
For real.
Curtis Jackson, are you fucking serious?
No, for real.
And like, I'm someone who would go see 50.
I'm pretty sure he gonna bring out a surprise guest or something because there's no way.
He's just gonna get up there and talk about Puffy.
Well, not 50 bringing out a surprise guest, but J. Cole. But yeah.
Fan of the music, not a fan of the niggas. Now we have lyrics and lessons, where we give a lyric and you get a lesson. For the folks who were asking why Sexy Red's lyrics were on screen in that clip, it's what we do, baby. Welcome. I also want to know why I'm the subject of such backlash in the clips. I feel like you could say anything in a clip and people would not give a damn. I
That's
say
not
something,
true.
people are like, I'm going to attack you.
They attacked me too.
When you get
Before.
attacked, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm genuinely asking.
With
I'm trying to remember.
the whole Drake situation.
Oh yeah. But I think they didn't like that I also added like he could be an abuser. They were like, that's you bitch's problem. You think everybody's a fucking abuser.
Yeah. Man.
That
That's
one,
crazy.
they was on both of us. They were on me real bad for the Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
They was on me terrible when I was like, you do 6 more minutes of this and we're going to be clipped. When you were talking about white people excluding black folks from their shows and then excluding black shows.
Yeah.
They're like, why is this bitch so light skinned? I'm like, oh, this is a clip. They're down there acting like I genuinely didn't let you talk. That episode was like an hour long.
But that's the thing. They just be going off of their clip. So they don't even be having the full context.
I don't mind it, but I'm just trying to figure out what is it that I'm doing in this 60 seconds. Not even anymore. Our clips don't even be a whole minute. They be like 30 seconds. That makes these niggas that mad. What's that clip from the Boondocks? What the fuck did he do to make them niggas that mad? That's me. I really love y'all. In theory. So I have a lyric. Do you have any guesses?
No.
Do you want a hint?
Yes.
You know I'm a pop girl.
You see that song you posted earlier?
I know it's hard to imagine, but why you keep asking like all this came out of the blue? Cause I've been like this. Run your mouth, but I'm on your lips, ain't nothing new. Still that bitch, cause I've been like this. And that's like Meghan Trainor and T-Pain.
Today was the first time. Is that a new song?
Yes.
Okay.
Like it's been out for like a week.
Okay. This is my first time hearing it.
I'm a pop girl. Listen. Dua Lipa's new album is coming out in May. Anyways, I feel like when you really pop out, people like act surprised. But the whole time, everything you've ever needed to do, whatever it is that you're doing for said pop out, has already been inside you. Like, remind people, I've been like this. Like, I don't know why you're acting surprised. Been this way.
Yeah.
Like, just act like you know next time. I was actually listening to that on Apple Music yesterday. I love that song. I love T-Pain, first of all.
Yeah.
And I love when T-Pain gets to dancing. And he's dancing in that video.
Yeah, they was lit in the video.
Meghan Trainor has on a nappy boy chain.
For real.
And I also feel like, let me get on my soapbox. Any other state, Any other state that's not Massachusetts, I want the baddest heifers on the floor. Give me your best white girls. Run me your best white girls. They not seeing the ones from Mass. You not seeing Megan Trainor.
She from Massachusetts?
Yes, she is. You not seeing Megan Trainor, but you know who you really never gonna see in your motherfucking life? JoJo. Even the girl, Bonfire, who had that song that was like, you say a lot of things, you say, line them bitches up.
And it's crazy because what happened to her?
Bring your best guns. Bring your best snow bunnies.
Because she had a few bops on that album.
And did.
I'm actually going to have to listen to her after this. Because I'm like, yeah, like, maybe I got to see if she put out anything recently.
Come on,
Yeah.
Line your snow bunnies up. They not seeing mine.
Oh,
I don't care. Baddest heifers on the flow. And she married a Spy Kid. Come on.
For real?
Yeah, Megan Trainor is married to Junie.
I did not know that.
They have 2 kids and they both have red hair.
I had no idea she had kids.
2 of them.
That's crazy.
What'd she say? I'm a pop star. I'm a wifey. Put an X by my name if you don't like me. Like, come on.
That's lit.
Okay. I'm going to just let it go, but y'all should listen. The song is good. The video is good. I'm a pop girl.
I like that.
Thank you.
Well, my lyric is pretty much like gonna give it away as soon as I start, but it is. "16 carriages."
Oh, God.
I'm fucking with you. 16 carriages driving away. But nah, for real, the lyrics is, while I watch them ride with my dreams away to the summer sunset on a holy night, on a long black road, all the tears I fight. At 15, the innocence was gone astray. Had to leave my home at an early age. So, I mean, the song's not that new anymore, but I mean, I connect with the song because it's kind of remind me of what we was talking about with the eldest daughter syndrome, and you know, it kind of like made me think about how like some people's futures are reliant upon like the eldest person, the eldest child. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if Beyonce decided like, no, I'll just stay home and chill and be a regular kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, her peers is out, you know what I'm saying? Just chilling, being teenagers, having fun. She decided, I'm going to work, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, a better life. And it was just like, I thought about that, like, that would have changed the trajectory of, like, so many people's lives.
Yeah.
Like, in so many different ways, because, like, she inspires a lot of people.
Yeah.
But also, she employs a lot of people, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like that's crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that she had to like kind of lose out on her childhood, but you know, I feel like the greater reward is like the result of that.
Yeah.
But
Beautiful.
yeah.
That is really good. Sometimes I'll be listening. Like, there's certain stuff when I listen to Beyonce singing, like when she was singing, I just quit my job. Like, girl,
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to this regardless, but you did not have to do that.
Yeah. Well, you know, she worked with writers and stuff, so I think she just be.
I know, but I'm like, girl.
She make it sound good.
I really
like,
quit my job. I'll be fucking. I won't be in the audience, I tell you that much.
Some people do be quitting their jobs, though.
People do be quitting their job. That's one thing about it. A lot of you niggas ain't never need no reason to quit. The rent can't even keep you somewhere. Tragic.
Well, yeah. But no, for real, like, some people quit their jobs to follow their dreams and shit like that, and sometimes it works out.
I'm not gonna talk.
But I'm
I
not
was
going.
gonna tell a story, but I can't even tell a story because that's somebody real life.
Yeah.
Don't let chasing your dreams have you working at the 7-Eleven.
Well, we can use a story that actually happened. Like, well, not that it didn't happen, but it's public. That lady who moved to, where she moved to Houston.
Yeah,
So,
she was like from Florida or something, right?
Yeah, and
With
her
her
and her
kids.
kids ended up in the shelter. Like, don't quit your job on some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you can do it, you know what I'm saying. I get the empowering message behind it.
Don't, not fill out the Common App your junior year of high school because American Idol's coming. I'll tell you that.
Speaking of American Idol, that shit is still on.
What?
I don't know if it was on the internet or something. I seen a clip of it. I'm like, why the fuck is this show still on?
Who the fuck are the judges? Charlie D'Amelio and that girl Lele? Like, who the fuck is up there?
I want to say, I don't think it was Katy Perry. Katy Perry's on another show.
I think she left. That was the last I had heard about the show.
I think she might be back. I don't remember who was the judges up there. Honestly, I'm like, I don't even know why this show is still on.
They're not creating stars, I'm sure.
I don't. If that's what the message they're sending to people. They gotta be dumb. If you still trying out to be America's next
Idol.
idol, like we haven't had one of them since. Who's the last one that really made it?
Ruben Studdard. Clay Aiken. Adam Levine. No. Is that his name? Adam Lambert. I'm sorry. Adam Levine is in Maroon 5.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. But
that's embarrassing for them. Because you're just being, something for people to point and laugh at.
yeah.
Well, I have Let Me Stay Focused, which is not something to point and laugh at. So, you know what? I'm just going to play this first video. I want to say that the topic is about favors culture. And I'm going to play the first video, and then we shall talk about it. And then there's a second video of someone responding to that video. I think. Is she responding? It's like a stitch.
I think it's okay to ask your friends to ride to the airport, even LAX, even at rush hour. And actually, it's more than okay, it's radical. Because there's this thing called the small favors economy, and the idea is essentially that in the past, people used to rely on their community, their network, their neighbors for small favors. Things like rides to the airport, things like a cup of sugar, things like borrowing a dress for an event. But now, with late stage capitalism, those things all seem like rude for us to ask because we could just do them ourselves. Like, we could just call an Uber instead of inconveniencing a friend, or we could order a dress on Amazon and have it get there tomorrow, or we could like Postmate our groceries instead of like asking around if anyone has anything. And that's actually really bad because it drives us further into isolation from each other and from our friends, which is good for literally no one except for the people who are trying to sell us stuff on our phones. Honestly, I think we all need to get a little bit more comfortable with the idea of inconvenience. It's really not that bad, and actually can in this case be really good. Like, if you ask your friend for a favor, they'll ask you for a favor, and it's a great cycle and a great way to deepen that friendship and stop our loneliness epidemic. So if you are my friend, I will be asking you for a ride from the airport soon. It's good for us, so say yes. And I offer too. Like, I am out here offering airport rides, to be clear. If you're gonna ask for small favors, you gotta give and offer small favors.
So, first of all, do you think there's a loneliness epidemic?
I don't know. I wouldn't know if it's like an epidemic, but I do feel like there's a lot of disconnect between people. I think a lot of people don't have like community.
Yeah, I just bother my boyfriend all the time, so I don't know if there's a loneliness epidemic. His loneliness epidemic might be like, this girl does not leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's like, woo, all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I, 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 outside of the loneliness epidemic, I do think that it's like people did used to do shit for each other. And now we do not. Like, if someone asked you, hey, can you take me to the airport?
Mhm.
What would your response be to that?
I actually do give airport rides, but
I think
you
I do
know,
too.
I usually don't offer them. But if I'm asked, yeah,
But does the person have to be close to you to get an airport ride?
I mean, not necessarily. I feel like people close to me are most likely to ask,
Yeah.
but no, cause like I do have a friend who asked me for a ride from the airport and to pick her up and take her home. And I mean, it was kind of like part of it did feel like an inconvenience
Mm-hmm.
because it was like 1 in the morning or something like that.
Oh, hell.
But I would rather her get a ride from me and be safe than to take a like Uber at that time of night. So I was just like, it's fine. Like I'm tired, but whatever.
I also think that we're closer to the airport than like what she's talking about. Like if someone was like, hey, can you bring me to the airport? And you're like, which one? And they're like, Richmond.
Mm. Richmond girl. I'd be like,
I mean, that's when we're talking LAX, we're talking traffic.
yeah,
It's taking every bit of an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have the luxury of living in the city where they have an airport. I don't know what that's like. I live in a city where we have an airport,
Yeah.
so it's nothing to me. But I mean, I could see how it could be like a lot for somebody else. But if you do live in an area that doesn't have an airport, I mean, I would hope that you have some community because it's probably like
She's saying the
they,
community's gone.
yeah, yeah.
I know that if
I
I'm
don't
cooking
know.
something and I don't have an onion, I'm not knocking on my neighbor's door. The Dash
That's
Mart
just
has an
weird.
onion.
Like that's just weird. If
But
somebody
people used to do it.
and that's well, I wouldn't say it's weird. I would say it's weird if you don't really know your neighbors. Like if you,
But I don't think people know their neighbors anymore.
yeah, I feel like people need to get to know like their neighbors and stuff. I don't know none of my neighbors. I don't speak to them people.
I know my next
I
door
act like
neighbor.
I don't see them most of the time.
Your neighbors? Like you don't even say how you been?
Not really,
Oh wow.
because I mean, technically, it's my parents' house, so it's like I don't really feel like.
Yeah.
Well, I probably should start speaking, but I just feel like at this point it'd be weird now because I haven't been speaking
I was dodging my neighbor for a while.
for.
Like not well, she was my neighbor, but she's like my age. So I consider her like my neighbor's daughter. And
Oh, weird.
she wanted to become a police officer. And when you become a cop, they interview your neighbors.
Oh, they can't interview you.
The fuck they did? She was like, "Hey, I was just wondering."
She knocked on the door.
She messaged me on Instagram.
Oh,
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Sorry, girl.
yeah.
And I heard they were telling me she wants to join a sorority. I
Who
will
was telling
fucking
you
block
that?
you. I will fucking block. No, I'm kidding. If you want to join a sorority, I'll answer you. But
I'm weird.
that was like absolutely not. That's a hard no for me, dude. So you can go do some weird shit, and then it's like, oh, her neighbor said she was cool. Fuck that.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
I don't even know you.
I didn't even know you. I did know her. I'm outside of girl business. I like tried to give her rides to school, but she like the car wouldn't be in park. We'd be at the school. She'd like hop out. It's weird. So personally, um, I would not, even though me and my neighbor are cool. You know what? I do ask my neighbor for shit. I'd be like, hey, do you have a drill? But like an onion, no.
Yeah. I think it just depends,
Because that feels like depleting someone else's resources to me almost. Like now you don't have an onion, you know?
It's different because if I had a neighbor where I know like, oh, they buy their onions by the bundle for some reason, I know that fact. Then yeah, I
You're in
would
the
be,
window with binoculars like grocery day.
or not even because like
You can't use all them onions by next week.
when you get to know your neighbors in conversation, you get to know things about them. So like if they casually mention like, yeah, I buy my onions by the dozen and then I freeze them or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Because I actually have seen like that on Instagram.
Yeah.
So if I had a neighbor that casually mentioned that in a conversation, and then one day I'm at home and I'm like, fuck, all I need is an onion, and I know they got a bundle of them over there, I might go and ask them. Like if I'm cool with them and I know them, I would go and ask for an onion, and I know they got it. But it's just different. When I think about like the neighborhood I grew up in,
Yeah.
I would probably ask the neighbors for anything.
Yeah. That's true.
So I don't know. I think she is right for like a lot of people because it's like you could just call it Uber, but Ubers are expensive.
Listen. So are trips. I'm telling you, Richmond, I don't know. If I'm flying someone in, like let's say they're coming from LAX and it's like $400 cheaper to come to Richmond, I will come to Richmond to get you. And I will even bring you back to Richmond. But that's because I decided to do that. There's certain shit where it's like, you put me in a tight spot asking me that.
Yeah, I feel that. I wouldn't want to ask nobody to do that. I would just figure out a way to not have to ask for a 2 hour ride. Or I mean, Richmond's not 2 hours, but might as well be.
I don't know. And like, I don't have a dress. Let me ask my. I know that she's right.
I mean, that's
I
how they
just
used
don't
to do.
know.
They did shit like that because they didn't have a choice.
And I'm a favors friend though. I'm actually like a friend you could ask for almost anything. But that don't mean I like it.
Like, I don't know, shit just different now.
Like Richmond.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I would do it, like, but I would be like,
Mad as hell. I would be mad as hell.
I would like, damn, so I gotta roll me a couple blunts for this ride.
And then you gotta go home by yourself. They on the plane.
Yeah.
You getting home and they taking off at the same time. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I don't even know if I would want my neighbor to drive me that long.
I might take you to Newport News, depending on the time of day.
Like, the time of day don't even be mattering for it no more. Cause it'll unexpectedly just be backed up.
So that girl was basically saying that small favors culture was keeping us alive, and now we're all getting drastically more separate because of it. And this girl had something to say in response.
Even LAX, even at rush hour. And actually, it's more than a. First of all, she's absolutely right, and she should say it. Also, please excuse the decorum hosting a baby shower tomorrow. But anyway, in this video, she talks rightfully about how capitalism has really eroded the entire concept of favors and reframed everything that we do for each other, even acts of love, as being a form of labor. But I would also like to say that this is partially the fault of our current discourse around mental health and therapy. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely glad that it's less stigmatized to have certain mental illnesses, although a lot of them are still extremely stigmatized. But the way that we often talk about mental health and self-care now is like so hyper-individual that it's basically antagonistic to the concept of community. Like, everything's a zero-sum game where doing something for someone else inherently takes away from you, rather than building strong social ties that will serve you through your whole life. And it's made it so I think a lot of people are genuinely afraid to ask for favors because it's now viewed as a kind of intrusion. Anyway, I think that mental health talk is pushing us toward a world where we all have perfect boundaries and no real friends. I think
She took it there. She took it there. How do you think that the conversation around self-care and self-prioritization has contributed to the downfall of community?
I think it has like pushed people to kind of be guarded and isolate in a way. Because like you don't really want to let anybody, like you said, well, like she said, cross boundaries. You want to protect your boundaries, your peace, and stuff like that. But you end up doing that so much that like nobody want to talk to you. And it's unfortunate because you just want to be, I guess, respected. You know what I'm saying? But like, people are gonna people. Humans are gonna be humans, and it's like you can't. Nobody's perfect, so
Yeah.
you can't really control like what other people do. You can only control whether you fuck with them or not. And then if you don't fuck with them, you left with nobody. And then, at the end of the day, it's like, oh well, I'm protecting my mental health. And it's like, I mean, I do get that everybody isn't worth your mental health, like going through that type of shit with. But like, I mean, I don't believe in like settling, but I feel like you have to pick who your battles. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
everybody's gonna have some shit with them. You just gotta pick and choose. Like, what's the worst? I mean, what's the least worst, or what's the less bad, or I don't know the right way to say that right now, but like,
The lesser of two evils.
yeah. So I kind of feel like your circle gets smaller and shit like that. It's like, well, now I got peace, but I don't have no friends. So
The loneliness epidemic.
yeah, so maybe it is epidemic.
I think as people who are in therapy or have been in therapy, there's a lot of people who are not us. And they getting the words off Facebook and they getting the words off of fucking Janae Aiko's album. And you bitches are wearing them the fuck out. I hope you love your baby, because I'm stopping both of y'all out. You know what video that's from? Boom, I look through the followers. Boom, they go to tattoo. But I don't see my baby daddy nowhere. I don't see my baby daddy nowhere.
I feel like, I don't know if that was the same.
I hope you're ready to die about that dick, because I'm ready to go to war for it. And that's on soul. I get active, little mama. He should have told you about me. I get active, ma'am, missus.
No.
You have to have seen that video. I'm going to play it at the end. Anyways, I feel like people get a hold of these terms and they use them. And it's like, that's not how the fuck that works. Like, you can't just say, for example, like in relationships, like, when you talk to people of the same gender as myself, that makes me insecure and that's a boundary for me. So you cannot do that. You cannot use the word boundary to like manipulate other people to doing your bidding, or like, yeah, your friend's like sobbing. You're just like, yeah, I don't have the bandwidth for this. I don't have the bandwidth for this, and you didn't ask me if I wanted to talk about this. And you didn't consult me first. So,
because what they were saying, you didn't ask me if I had. Do you have space? What are you saying? You have
that's
space for
the
this?
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, it's all the words.
I was at capacity, so I just like haven't answered my phone in like the past 3 months. But I did see that y'all went to brunch, and I'm kind of hurt that like I was not included on that. It's like, bitch, you ain't answered the phone in 3 months. Fuck you.
Oh, we.
What the fuck? I feel like it's like I'm prioritizing me. I'm prioritizing my self-care. Some of y'all are just selfish. And people don't have to want to be friends with selfish people. And that's why I feel like she's like, y'all will have really good boundaries and no fucking friends.
I just feel like, but the whole like being selfish though is kind of taught. I guess like, well, not really taught, but it is picked up on social media and just with the whole like, mental, like I don't remember her word, like what word she used, but us really caring about mental health these days. People want to be mentally healthy. I think a lot of us just don't know how to do it right. And it's like we think we're doing stuff that's like good for us, but in reality, like we don't really have that proper guidance. So it's like we just going off of, is the blind leading the blind?
What they
Like,
call that? The trickle down therapy, where like one person in the group goes to therapy, and they'll just be like, my therapist said, that ain't you, that ain't your motherfucking situation.
and there's somebody who has gone to therapy and stopped going and gone and stopped going. Like, there has been times where I've been on a break from therapy and I've thought to myself, like, well, I'm scrolling through social media and I see something like, damn, that's that's deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I do feel like you can learn stuff from social media, even even though this is not a supplement for therapy, it can still be helpful. But it has to be like, everything on social media is not like a one size fits all. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
you might see something and it might not be the best for you. It might sound good, but that might not be the best thing for you to do. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have a therapist to tell you, like, do you think that's, like, to really kind of question you and your decisions like that, like, sometimes it's good to have a person there to mitigate the shit that you think you doing.
Because I think that a lot of it is y'all heard like be more in tune with your emotions or prioritize your emotions, and you took that as fuck how everybody else would feel. I want to do this because it makes me happy. There's certain shit that you should just not do. Like, and I feel like if you just run everything through the assessment of like, does this make my heart happy? And you don't do any other checks and balances, you shouldn't wonder why you don't have friends.
I was listening to the audiobook The Alchemist, and basically the author was saying how if you truly want to be happy, it is having relationships with other people, like having community, not like um personal relationships, like sex and stuff like that, but like actual community around you. Like, and it was basically saying like doing for others, like when you genuinely do for other people, like that makes you happy. So it's like we do kind of, as a society, have to come out of the whole I don't need nobody. I got this on my own, and we have to come out of that mindset because that's why we so fucking fucked up. I feel like if with the resources that we have, if we had a better mindset, like we could do a lot of powerful things. Like we would be better.
Like, sorry I acted an ass towards you. I was just triggered.
I've used that one. I've used that one because I have been triggered.
Were you
But
actually triggered or were you just acting an ass?
I mean, I've had both situations where I was actually triggered and then I was acting. I was just being an asshole. Mhm. But if you're not a person who went to therapy, you probably wouldn't realize something like that. But yeah, I mean, everything is not a trigger. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these people.
yeah,
And it's just like, a lot of times, well, you triggered me. So I did this to you. And it's like, are you sure? You know? Like, I
yeah.
remember in college, I had a single, and there was a single on the other side. We shared a bathroom. The other side was a double. Girls hollering and screaming in the bathroom in a fetal position. Excuse me. It's Thursday. I need to get fucking ready. So this breakdown, what the fuck is going on? Because I hear you do all types of shit in this bathroom. I ain't never bothered you, but motherfucking I got to get ready. Samba West starts in an hour. What is wrong with you? This person called me crazy. You're tweaking in the bathroom. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Crazy is a trigger for me. You're acting crazy. Like, I could see how somebody said that to you.
Hey, you so real. I'm fucking weak.
But I had somewhere to be. With that being said, I crouched it down. I said, as a black woman, they're always going to call us crazy. Don't let that get to you. And she wiped her tears, and I got ready to go out. The point is, that shouldn't be your trigger if you're crazy.
Yeah, that's deep.
Like, girl, you're out here cutting a fool. And then you're like, if you're doing this in here, I can only imagine what you were doing out there for someone to say, you're crazy. And now you want to act triggered, upset, and beside yourself. Because somebody done called it like it is.
Yeah.
I know y'all thought the story was going to be something powerful. No, I had to manipulate that girl. I had somewhere to be. But the point is,
I mean,
you can't act an ass.
from her perspective, it probably was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was probably emboldened and enabled to go crazy another day. And stop hanging out with them white people. But it's like not everybody is trained on what to do in a mental health crisis. And I think that some of y'all just learned a couple words and you're running with them. I don't think that she was truly triggered. I think she was drunk and she didn't like what somebody said to her.
Yeah.
And to be quite frank, I've never had my therapist say, you were triggered, so that behavior is fine.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, it's a explanation, it's not an excuse. You're still
Right.
supposed to try to get better and like grow.
Right. Just because you were triggered doesn't excuse the behavior.
So like, if you find yourself being a very selfish person in the name of mental health and self-care, you don't just get to say, well, I'm prioritizing my mental health, so who gives a fuck? You still have to do the work.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like we all should just be a little more self-aware.
And a little bit less delusional.
Yeah.
And do some favors for your friends. Don't be the person always asking for shit. And like, don't think that not asking for shit makes you exempt from your friends needing something from time to time.
That's valid.
Like,
That's valid.
so that's let me stay focused.
Well, next
Y'all
week.
thought I was gonna have something to put a lid on it. I have nothing. I just thought that was really interesting when I heard it. Like, I understood that people didn't have the same sense of community, but I didn't connect it to Western therapy and how it can train someone to be incredibly selfish
Mhm.
in a way that is not helpful to relationships around them.
Yeah. This was a good topic. That was a good topic because it was like really eye opening.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
crazy
I'm
because
going to think about it for a while.
yeah, I do be having like moments like where we talk about certain stuff and I be like, wow, like I needed that.
And sometimes we talk about shit and then it be everywhere. And then the episode don't come out the next day. And then it's like, damn, we going to seem like we talking about this now because of this. But really, we was on that shit before.
Yep. That shit always happen like that. Always.
We some
Oh
thinking ass
shit.
niggas.
Sorry, I started the clip too early.
It's fine. I was just saying we some thinking ass niggas.
We the magic.
We are also magic.
Um, okay, I have advice from Umar, from Dr.
Woo!
Umar. Side note, this man been doing this since 2009, or
Yeah.
at least, because I saw an old clip earlier, and I'm like, why you don't have the school yet? Like, what you been doing?
You know what's so interesting? They at the BSU at Framingham State, go Rams, they used to unironically play Dr. Umar clips. Like, there was a time where it was like, this man is not funny at all. This is serious. We need to get serious about this business. And then people don't take shit serious. Including him.
Yeah, he be having valid points, but at the same time, it's like he's a joke a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, we would still love to have him on the podcast.
Come on down.
But anyway, here's the clip. It's really short, so.
Give a damn. Well, let me say this. 360-degree blackness all day, every day. No breaks. We can't take no breaks.
Did you hear that?
Yes. All day. We can't take no breaks.
I don't give a damn. Well, let me say this. 360-degree blackness all day, every day. No breaks. We can't take no breaks.
So, I should have put Jay-Z lyrics in here for the Still Nigga song. I think it's the OJ song, but
Now you know I did not get to the about. You got about 6 niggas before you lose me. I tell you what.
yeah. At the end of the day, if you are black, you are always gonna be black. I don't think any amount of money, respectability, politics, or status can change that.
But that's disrespectful to my white side.
You will still
Let me stop because people really think I'm half white.
you,
Both my parents black, baby.
you will still endure racism in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I got from that. I mean, it is just the reality of it. If you're black, you fucking black, and it's like that's always gonna be. It's like walking in the room with a sign, but without a sign. Like you don't have to, 'cause it's just like evident, and you got to go everywhere with this skin, and
You do.
you know it just don't really matter. Like we can travel the world. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to get their passports and explore the world, and I love it because I want to do the same thing. But I don't think I'm exempt from racist experiences other places.
Yep.
So that's just the reality of it. And it sucks, but you just gotta, you know what I'm saying, stand in your blackness, you know what I'm saying, and be proud of it. And I feel like you can't hate yourself. You can't do that if you hate yourself. If you hate your skin color, or you know what I'm saying, or if you are biased, or if you like are in the proximity of white people all the time, you don't have no. You're not like uplifting your black community. You're not. You know what I'm saying. You kind of isolating yourself with these white people, but you still at the end of the day, I know it be microaggressions that people like that experience. Like
It depends on if you're trained to hear them.
it's just like I don't know, man.
If you're trained to believe a microaggression, then it is no longer a microaggression.
But not what if you don't even? Well, yeah, because in those spaces, like they do believe them, because they feel those ways about black people too. Like the whole "I'm scared of black people" thing. But it's just like, how are you scared of something that you are?
They don't care.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. The whole like self-hate shit don't make sense.
They're gonna do that regardless.
That's all I have.
But we don't like hate. So you know what we don't want you to do? Be a hating ass bitch during the break. That's smooth. Don't be a hating ass bitch during the break. Check your Alexas to see what's going on for real, because I don't know what the fuck is going on with mine. And think about doing a favor for a friend in the next week.
That shit probably spying on y'all.
I'm willing to risk that. She brings me a lot of convenience. Bye.
Peace.
Another episode on Let Me Stay Focused. Don't be a hating ass bitch during the break.
Peace.
Bye.